January 8th, 1940. Britain introduces food rationing. Not because they want to, because they have to. Here's the problem. Britain imports 70% of its food. Cheese from New Zealand, beef from Argentina, wheat from Canada, tea from India, and German U-boats are sinking the ships bringing it in. Every week, thousands of tons of food sink to the bottom of the Atlantic. Britain is literally starving. The government has a choice. Let the rich hoard everything while the poor starve, or ration fairly and make everyone equally miserable. They choose option 2. Everyone gets a ration book. Doesn't matter if you're the king or a factory worker. Same coupons, same limits. Week 1 of rationing per person. 4 ounces of bacon or ham, about 4 slices. 4 ounces of butter, a stick. 12 ounces of sugar, 1 cup. Doesn't sound terrible yet. But then it gets worse. By 1941, you add 2 ounces of tea per week, 1 fresh egg per week if you're lucky, 2 ounces of cheese. Meat limited by price, not weight, about $2 worth per week. That's it. That's what you get for the entire week. No restaurants to escape to. They're rationed, too. No black market loopholes. Well, officially. Britain is about to learn a new skill: creative desperation cooking. The Ministry of Food launches the greatest propaganda campaign in British history. Dig for victory, posters everywhere, cheerful cartoons. Dr. Carrot and Potato Pete become mascots. The message: rationing is healthy. You're eating better than before. This is good for you. They publish recipe books. The Kitchen Front radio show. Celebrity chefs demonstrating delicious rations meals. Sample recipes. Carrot fudge, because there's no sugar for real fudge. Woolton pie, vegetables in pastry or without butter. Or much pastry. Mock cream, cornstarch and margarine beaten together. It's as gross as it sounds. Powdered egg omelet, eggs that have been turned into yellow powder and reconstituted. Tastes like regret. The propaganda says, these are delicious alternatives. You won't even miss real food. The reality, people are obsessed with food. It's all they think about. They dream about bacon. They reminisce about butter like it's a lost love. One woman's diary entry: I would commit murder for a fresh orange. Another: saw a banana in a shop window. Haven't seen one in 3 years. Nearly cried. But here's the genius. The propaganda works. Not because people believe it's delicious, but because it makes scarcity feel patriotic. You're not suffering. You're winning the war with your vegetable garden. The government's solution to food shortage: grow your own. Every garden, every park, every spare piece of land. Plant vegetables. And the British people actually do it. They dig up flower gardens. Rose beds become potato patches. Lawns become cabbage fields. Public parks get divided into allotments. The moat at the Tower of London? Vegetables. Kensington Gardens, vegetables. Even Buckingham Palace grows vegetables. By 1943, there are 1.5 million allotments across Britain. People growing their own food. The government provides seeds, advice, propaganda. Dig for victory becomes a national obsession. Housewives become amateur farmers. Businessmen spend weekends with hoes and rakes. Children learn to tend vegetable patches instead of playing. And it works. Homegrown vegetables supplement the rations. Keeps people from starving. But it's exhausting. After working a full day in a factory or office, you go home and work your garden. Weekends spent weeding, evenings canning and preserving, all while bombs might fall on you. One woman remembers, we'd be in the garden during air raids. Figured if we're going to die, might as well die with tomatoes. With limited ingredients, British housewives become culinary MacGyvers, making something from nothing. The Great Egg Crisis. Real eggs, rare, one per week if you're lucky. Solution, powdered eggs from America. Dehydrated eggs, just add water. Problem, they taste awful, sulfurous, rubbery, nothing like real eggs. But you use them anyway, in cakes, in omelets, in everything, because there's no choice. The meat situation, weekly meat ration, about $2 worth by price. Maybe a small chop, maybe some mince, maybe organ meat nobody wanted before. Suddenly, kidney pie isn't poverty food. It's using your ration wisely. Spam arrives from America. Canned mystery meat. People grow to hate it, but they eat it because it's protein. The sweet shortage. Sugar is rationed to 8 ounces per week, then less. Candy basically disappears. Children who grew up during the war don't taste chocolate for years. When they finally do post-war, some don't even recognize it. National Loaf. The government mandates National Loaf bread, made with whole wheat, grayish, dense, tastes like cardboard mixed with sawdust. White bread? Gone. That's wasting wheat. One man said, "The National Loaf could be used as a building material, possibly as body armor, but you eat it because it's bread and you're hungry." The propaganda says rationing is fair, democratic, everyone equal. The reality is more complicated. The black market. If you have money and connections, you can get anything. Butter, meat, chocolate, stockings. Spivs, black marketeers, make fortunes. Restaurants secretly serve off-ration meals to wealthy customers. The working class, they get their coupons and nothing more. Malnutrition. Despite propaganda about healthy eating, malnutrition is real, especially for children. Rickets makes a comeback. Vitamin deficiencies. The government mandates vitamin supplements, adds vitamins to the National Loaf. Mental toll. The constant obsession with food, the boredom, the lack of variety. It wears people down, not dramatically, slowly, grinding away morale day by day. One woman's diary. "I'm not hungry exactly, but I'm never full, and I haven't tasted anything delicious in years." Post-war shock. The war ends in 1945. Rationing continues until 1954, 9 years after victory. Why? Britain is broke, still paying war debts, still rebuilding, can't afford to import freely. Some items are rationed longer after the war than during it. Bread, not rationed during the war, rationed 1946 to 1948 after it. The generation that fought the war spends their youth and adulthood with rationing. Some never psychologically recover. Rationing finally ends July 4th, 1954. Meat is the last item decontrolled, 14 years after it started. The British people celebrate, pour into shops, buy steaks, gorge on chocolate. But something's changed. An entire generation grew up with scarcity. They never waste food, never throw away leftovers. Save everything, reuse everything. Waste not, want not becomes gospel. Children of the war remember powdered eggs, mock cream, carrot fudge, the taste of desperation. They tell their kids, "You don't know how good you have it." And they're right. The Dig for Victory campaign planted 1.5 million vegetable gardens, turned Britain into a nation of gardeners. That legacy continues. British cuisine gained a reputation for being bland and boring. Fair. It was literally designed during rationing. But here's what's remarkable. Britain survived. Didn't starve, kept fighting, not with bullets, not with bombs, but with carrot fudge and potato pie and sheer bloody-minded determination to keep going. They ate reconstituted eggs and gray bread and pretended it was fine, grew vegetables in bomb craters, rationed fairly while fighting for freedom. That's the Dig for Victory legacy. Not the propaganda, not the cheerful posters, but the reality. Ordinary people enduring extraordinary misery and calling it victory. September 7th, 1940. The Blitz begins. German bombers swarm over London every night for 57 consecutive nights. The city burns. Buildings collapse. Thousands die. Air raid sirens become the soundtrack of life. The government expects panic, expects people to flee, expects London to break. Instead, Londoners do something unexpected. They go dancing, not despite the bombs, because of the bombs. The logic is simple, twisted, beautiful. If I'm going to die tonight, I'm going to die having fun. Welcome to the underground party scene of the London Blitz, where death is the uninvited guest, and nobody cares. March 8th, 1941. The Café de Paris is the place to be, London's most glamorous nightclub, located 20 feet underground, beneath a theater. The owners advertise it as London's safest restaurant. The marketing is genius. Dance below ground, safe from bombs. The clientele, wealthy socialites, officers on leave, beautiful people in evening gowns and military uniforms. Champagne flows. The band plays swing. Ken "Snake Hips" Johnson, the most famous black band leader in Britain, leads the orchestra. The atmosphere is electric, defiant, glamorous, candlelit tables, a dance floor packed with couples, the ceiling decorated with stars. 9:45 p.m. The band is playing "Oh Johnny, Oh Johnny, Oh." Nobody hears the bomb. It falls straight down the theater ventilation shaft, penetrates the safe underground club, detonates on the dance floor. The explosion is catastrophic. The club goes dark instantly. Dust, screaming, bodies everywhere. Ken "Snake Hips" Johnson dies instantly, decapitated by shrapnel. He's 26 years old, 34 people dead, 80 wounded. The glamorous couples in their evening clothes, now covered in blood and rubble. Witnesses report something horrific. In the chaos, looters rush in, steal jewelry from corpses, cut off fingers to get rings faster. The safest club in London becomes a tomb. But here's the insane part. Other clubs don't close. People keep dancing the very next night because stopping means the Nazis win. When air raid sirens sound, 150,000 Londoners flood into underground stations every night. They're sheltering, surviving, but they're not just surviving. They're living. The platforms become communities. Families set up territories, bring blankets, food, belongings, and someone brings a harmonica, someone else a guitar. People start singing, then dancing. The platforms become impromptu dance halls. Swing music echoes through tunnels designed for trains. Couples dance between the tracks. Children play. Old women knit while bombs fall overhead. The government initially tries to stop it. The tubes are for transport, not shelter. The people ignore them, flood in anyway. Eventually, the government gives up, installs bunks, chemical toilets, first aid stations. The tubes become underground cities with their own culture, rules, entertainment. Above ground, death and fire. Below ground, music and life. It's surreal, absurd, beautiful, defiant. One woman remembers, "We'd hear the bombs hit, the walls would shake, and we'd just keep dancing. What else were we supposed to do?" The Windmill Theatre in Soho has a motto: "We never closed." It's not just marketing, it's literally true. Every single day and night of the Blitz, the Windmill stays open. What do they show? Variety acts, comedy, and nude reviews. Yes, nude. The legal loophole: if the nude women don't move, it's art, not indecency. So they pose, motionless, nude tableaus. Living statues and British soldiers on leave pack the theater. Bombs falling outside, beautiful naked women posing inside. The performers are incredible. When air raid sirens sound, they don't stop the show. The audience doesn't leave, they just keep going. Sometimes a bomb hits nearby. The building shakes. Dust falls from the ceiling onto the nude performers. They don't move. One performer recalls, "A bomb exploded 2 streets over. I was completely nude, holding a pose. Plaster fell on me. I didn't flinch. The audience applauded. The windmill becomes legendary." "We never closed" becomes a symbol of British defiance. While the Luftwaffe bombs London, British soldiers watch naked women pretend to be Greek statues. It's absurd. It's defiant. It's very British. Why did they do it? Why party while bombs fell? Reason 1, defiance. Every dance is a middle finger to Hitler. Every drink is resistance. Every laugh is victory. The Nazis want to break British morale, make them surrender. Instead, Londoners dress up and go clubbing. It's psychological warfare, and Britain is winning. Reason 2, mortality. You might die tonight, tomorrow, next week. That's not theoretical, it's real. So, what do you do? Hide in fear? Or live every moment like it's your last? Many choose the latter. Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die. One soldier on leave said, "I have 3 days before I go back to the front. I might not survive. So, I'm going to dance, get drunk, and kiss a pretty girl." In that order. Reason 3, normalcy. Humans crave normalcy, even in insane situations, especially then. Parties make life feel normal, controllable, like you're not just a victim waiting to die. You're a person, living, dancing, loving, despite everything. Reason 4, connection. Trauma bonds people. Shared danger creates intimacy fast. Couples meet at shelters, fall in love in hours, marry days later. Because why wait? Tomorrow might not come. The Blitz creates a generation of Blitz romances. Fast, intense, desperate. Many don't last. Some do. All are real. Every morning, Londoners emerge from shelters, from underground parties, from clubs, and survey the damage. Streets destroyed, buildings collapsed, bodies being pulled from rubble. The girl you danced with last night? Her building took a direct hit. She's gone. The club where you laughed? Bombed to rubble. Your favorite pub? Doesn't exist anymore. But tonight, you'll find another place to dance, another place to laugh, another person to kiss, because stopping means dying inside before the bombs kill you outside. The Blitz lasts 8 months, 57 consecutive nights at the start. Sporadic attacks continue into 1941, 43,000 civilians dead, 1 million homes destroyed or damaged. And through it all, people danced, partied, lived, loved, laughed. Not because they were fearless, but because they were terrified. And dancing was the only way to not go insane. That famous poster, "Keep calm and carry on," barely used during the war, became famous decades later. But the sentiment lived every night in the underground clubs and tube shelters. The Blitz generation learned something profound. You can't control death, but you can control how you live. So they chose life. Loud, defiant, joyful, even when death rained from the sky. The Café de Paris tragedy didn't stop the parties. It made them more precious, more urgent. The windmill theater's "We Never Closed" became a rallying cry. The 2 platform dances became legend. Years later, survivors remember 2 things: the terror and the dancing. One woman interviewed in her 90s. "I danced more during the Blitz than any other time in my life. Every dance felt like stealing something back from death." That's the legacy. Not surrender, not hiding, but living so hard that even bombs couldn't stop them. The Luftwaffe tried to break London. Instead, London threw a party and kept dancing until the bombs stopped falling. 1939. DuPont unveils nylon stockings at the New York World's Fair, the first completely synthetic fabric. They're calling it a miracle, stronger than silk, more elastic, more durable, cheaper to produce, and women go insane for them. May 15, 1940. End day. Nylon stockings hit stores nationwide. 4 million pairs sell in 4 days. Lines wrap around city blocks. Women camp overnight. Riot when supplies run out. Department stores ration sales. 2 pairs per customer. Doesn't matter, they still sell out in hours. By December 1941, 64 million pairs of nylon stockings have been sold. Every woman in America wants them, needs them, obsesses over them. Silk stockings were expensive, fragile, ran easily. Nylon is revolutionary, affordable luxury. And then December 7, 1941 happens. Pearl Harbor. America enters the war and nylon disappears. February 1942. The War Production Board makes an announcement. All nylon production is diverted to the military. Why? Because nylon isn't just for stockings. It's for parachutes, tents, ropes, tire cords, bomber nose cones, glider tow ropes. One parachute requires the same amount of nylon as 36 pairs of stockings, and the military needs thousands of parachutes every day. The choice is simple: stockings or soldiers' lives. Overnight, nylon stockings vanish from stores, completely gone. Women who bought them before the ban hoard them like gold. Wear them only for special occasions, hand wash them delicately, repair every run with nail polish. Some women own 1 pair, wear them, wash them at night, wear them again the next day. Others refuse to wear them at all, save them, preserve them, for after the war. But most women, they run out. Their stockings develop runs, wear out, disintegrate, and suddenly American women face a crisis. How do you look presentable without stockings? Because in 1940s America, bare legs are not acceptable. Not for work, not for church, not for dates, not for anything. You must wear stockings. It's not fashion, it's social law. So women get creative, spritly creative. Solution 1. Leg makeup companies rush to produce liquid stockings, basically leg makeup, brown-tinted lotion you smear on your legs to simulate stockings. Brands: Leg Silkway, Shadowless Legs, Liquid Stockings. Application: spread it evenly. Let it dry. Try not to sweat. Pray it doesn't streak. The results? Mediocre at best, streaky, uneven, stains your clothes, washes off in rain. One woman recalls, "Got caught in a rainstorm. The makeup ran down my legs in brown rivers. Looked like I was melting." Solution 2. The seam pre-war stockings had a seam up the back, a mark of quality, of femininity. So women draw fake seams on their legs, with eyebrow pencil, with eyeliner, with gravy browning, yes, the cooking ingredient. They stand in front of mirrors, twist around, try to draw a perfectly straight line up the back of their legs. It's hard. The line wobbles, goes crooked, looks ridiculous. So women help each other. "Can you draw my seam?" becomes a common request. Friends, sisters, mothers, daughters. Some women pay others to do it professionally. Seam artists set up shop. 5 cents to draw both legs. The ultimate test: does the seam look straight when you walk? If it wobbles or spirals around your leg, everyone knows it's fake. Solution 3. Paint. Some women use actual paint, tan-colored paint. Apply with a brush or sponge. Problems: takes forever to dry, cracks when you move, smells terrible, sometimes toxic. But desperate times call for desperate measures. One advertisement: "Don't let your legs let you down." Try our revolutionary leg paint. The reality? Your legs look painted. Because they are painted. Nylon stockings become currency. Black market gold. Pre-war pairs that cost $1.25, now selling for $10, $20, sometimes more. Women bribe, trade, beginning, steal. Soldiers overseas have access to nylon. Some send stockings home to wives and girlfriends. Sweet gesture. Others, they sell them to other soldiers, who send them home, who sell them. A whole black market economy. Some women trade sexual favors for stockings. Stocking girls become a thing. Not prostitutes exactly, but close. The government tries to crack down. Hoarding nylon is unpatriotic. They raid suspected black market dealers. Doesn't matter. Where there's demand, supply finds a way. Department stores occasionally get small shipments. Announce sales. Chaos ensues. 40,000 women riot in Pittsburgh when a store receives 13,000 pairs. Riot, police called, windows broken, women trampled. In New York, 30,000 women line up for 5,000 pairs. Some wait 12 hours. Fistfights break out. It's called the Nylon Riots, plural. It happens multiple times, over hosiery. The government launches a campaign, Sacrifice for Victory, posters everywhere. Your stockings can save a soldier's life. Bare legs for democracy. They frame it as patriotic duty. Going without stockings supports the troops, makes you a good American. Some women embrace it, proudly go bare-legged. I'm supporting the war effort. Others, quietly resentful. I'm supposed to look unpresentable for patriotism? Because here's the reality. Society still judges. Employers still expect professional appearance. Churches still expect modesty. Dates still expect effort. But you can't get stockings, so you're damned either way. The propaganda says, you're beautiful without stockings. Natural is patriotic. The reality, people whisper. Judge comment. She's let herself go. She looks so plain. Women are caught between impossible standards. Look professional, but also sacrifice. Be feminine, but also patriotic. Be presentable, but also go without. It's exhausting, demoralizing, infuriating. One woman's diary. I'm tired of drawing lines on my legs, tired of paint that cracks, tired of being told my bare legs are patriotic while also being told they're unacceptable. I just want one pair of real stockings. August 15th, 1945. VJ Day, Japan surrenders. The war is over. Women across America have one thought. When do we get nylon back? The answer, not immediately. Factories need to retool, switch from military to civilian production. Takes time. September 1945. DuPont announces nylon stockings returning to stores. Soon, women lose their minds. The anticipation is insane. Newspapers run countdowns. Only 10 days until nylon. Nylon returning this week. It's like waiting for Christmas. If Christmas was hosiery, when they finally hit stores, chaos. Absolute chaos. 40,000 women stampede a Pittsburgh department store. They have 13,000 pairs. Women are injured, arrested, hospitalized. In San Francisco, 10,000 women queue for 5,000 pairs. Wait starts at 6 a.m. Store opens at 9 a.m. Madness. In Detroit, women camp overnight. Bring sleeping bags, coffee, won't risk missing out. Stores set limits. 2 pairs per customer doesn't help. Women disguise themselves, get back in line, buy more. The nylon riots continue for months. Into 1946, supply can't meet demand. One estimate, 30 million women trying to buy 90 million pairs. But production is only 2 million pairs per month. Do the math. It'll take years to satisfy demand. By 1950, nylon production catches up. Stockings become common again. The crisis ends. But the Nylon Blitzkrieg reveals something important about wartime America. Women sacrificed, not on battlefields, not in factories, but in 1,000 small daily ways. They gave up coffee, sugar, butter, meat, gasoline, rubber, and yes, stockings. Each small, each manageable, each adding up to enormous collective sacrifice. But society still judged them, expected them to look perfect, be presentable, maintain standards, while taking away the tools to do so. The painted legs, the drawn seams, the leg makeup, all symbols of trying to maintain dignity while society removes the means. The riots? Not really about stockings, about 4 years of frustration, of sacrifice, of being told you're not enough, of finally being able to have something and being denied again. When those 40,000 women stormed that Pittsburgh store, they weren't rioting over hosiery, they were rioting over everything, every sacrifice, every judgment, every impossible standard. And they were saying, I've been patient, I've sacrificed, I've made do. Now give me my damn stockings. That's the Nylon Blitzkrieg. Not really about nylon, about women navigating impossible expectations during impossible times, and painting their legs to maintain dignity while the world told them their sacrifice didn't matter enough.